Not meant to be you to you
In
guys, but
real
yeah.
life, in real life, I'm a financial advisor. Josh, my interest rate is going up.
Yeah, well, it's gonna keep going up because inflation's fucking up.
Yes. Yeah.
Increase interest rates.
Well, they're gonna have
Going
to.
up.
People,
Right, you already post like I literally can't afford a single rate rise. It's like, bro, then why would you buy at historically low rates?
if I'm gonna be blatantly honest, it's probably good to buy at low rates because you can borrow a bit more. But problem is, like, if the rates do go up, you need to be able to service it, which a lot of people may not be able to. But the problem is, like, during COVID, they gave so much money away. It's like, what do you think they're gonna do? Like, they can't not raise interest rates. They have to raise interest rates to combat inflation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
You
have a
gotta do
problem
it.
with the interest rates going up. It's just, what type of loans are fucking people getting that they can't afford a couple extra $100 a week? Because I was reading an article, or no, a month or whatever it is.
Mhm.
Because I was reading an article and it's like, oh, by the end of the year, every household will average of like an increase of $480 on their mortgage payments. And I was like, dude, an extra $480 for the entire year, that's fucking nothing. Like, if I was to get a loan right now, my mortgage repayments would be like what I earn a week.
Yeah,
So
I'm fine at the moment with mine. It's just the biggest issues that a lot of people have. So I was doing the Pokemon World Record. If you guys didn't know, if you guys ever saw Kotaku or anything like the World Record of 151 shinies, I was trying to catch a shiny Meowth but never caught it. So
So this is a Switch game?
yeah, it's a Switch game. This is like the first Pokemon they released on Switch.
yeah.
How do you stream full resolution on the Switch?
I got a Elgato capture card.
Hmm.
So pretty much I don't do too much talking because like lately, because I was doing like I do like podcast shows or like opinions on the economy for Lost Ark, and I noticed like after 15 minutes of just pure talking that my voice just gave out because of COVID, obviously.
What microphone do you use, by the way?
A Shure 7MB.
Yeah, I got it. I got that microphone. I got a Shure MV7.
Oh,
So
that's
it's not
alright.
with model, but I got it.
That's a USB one. That's pretty good. I couldn't show
Yeah, the
my
problem
mic.
is-
I couldn't show my mic on casting, funnily enough, because they said that if you do a sponsor by Epos, which I've got this streaming mic back in my car. But the funny thing is, I can't access it because I can't leave my apartment.
Oh yeah, yeah.
If seriously, if Malinov, if you said why, I'm gonna be like COVID.
I believe in it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I work in a school and I haven't caught it. I don't.
That's because
believe
you're Western Australia. You live in the middle of nowhere.
I live in
Bro,
WA.
literally every.
Yeah, but
single
he's in Albany.
person- Every single person besides like 4 people in the school caught it. Besides, and I was one of those few that didn't catch it.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, we got an asymptomatic, man.
Well, I thought that, but I don't know. I guess that's it.
Mm.
I guess.
Oh, what the hell?
No,
There's
I
a
don't know.
chancy.
My brother and I have a horrible cough right now, and it's not COVID. We got tested,
Mhm.
and so I don't know, I'm a bit concerned. I'm worried, Brody, that there might be mold somewhere. Honestly.
It's not mold, bro. I put carcinogenics into my lungs every morning and every day.
We both have a horrible wheezy cough, and it just won't go away.
Yeah, it's probably the side effects of COVID. You probably had COVID.
I don't know because we got tested and didn't.
Yeah, but dude, you're probably asymptomatic.
I mean, what's coughing is a symptom, Brody.
Huh?
Really, I got banned by this chancy.
Yeah, but you probably already had it before. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, remember that old game? Remember?
Come on.
Maybe, bro. Because usually after a cold, I get a really bad cough that lasts like several weeks. So I don't know.
Like, cause your body's just fucked from.
So I haven't researched. Like I
Come
haven't
on.
looked at any scientific papers on this or anything. But so the interesting thing is 20% of common cold cases are actually due to a coronavirus, not the COVID virus, but same family.
Yeah.
I have to wonder if you've had that previously in life, a coronavirus cold, if you have some resistance to COVID after that, and it explains.
Well, you
probably
have
would.
too, because there's people like who've been working on the front line the whole time in
Mhm.
hospitals, and they haven't caught it.
Yeah.
Because there are some
Right.
people who get it and they're fine, it's basically asymptomatic, and then their family member get it and just die. Like,
Yeah.
it's just.
Well, not die, but
Yeah,
they
but-
get severely affected.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, die. There was some
No.
23-year-old, like, peak of his health, like, prodigy student
Well,
that
he
you
wasn't
sit saying, and he
peak of his
died.
health. he wasn't peak of
He
his
was a
health.
power lifter.
Yeah,
So
but dude, it's about your immune system. He was probably eating dirt as a child. I don't know. What to
Isn't
tell
that a
you.
good thing?
I don't know.
I don't think
man.
so. That's how you get bacteria and fucking.
Yeah, but you get resistance.
Oh my
No.
god.
If you live a life in pure like cleanliness from the beginning,
Yeah,
from like
you're pretty
beginning,
boned.
No, but
you tend to have more allergies and such. It's true.
yeah, but like just interact with other humans. I don't know. I was out a weekend with people who have now got COVID, right? James's girlfriend and all that, who I was with all weekend, sharing drinks and shit like that, and you know, in the car together and close to each other and shit. And I didn't catch it, and now she's at home.
That's
And she's
weird.
got no like symptoms.
Yeah, I haven't had a cold or flu for like 2 to 3 years, so I'm like sitting there like, yeah, you know, I can understand why I've got it. Because like I haven't had a cold or flu in 2 to 3 years, that's why I was kind of afraid of getting it. But at the same time, I was like, I have to get it before I go to Amsterdam because I want to get it when I'm at TwitchCon.
I had a really bad cold a year before COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I actually still have face masks from then.
Oh, I have like 50 face masks from
like-
buying them.
So I'm like, I have archaic face masks from before
Yeah,
COVID.
so-
One thing I'm like, I would say this, but it became so political.
yeah,
But like
yeah.
in East Asia, they wear face masks all the time on public transport. It's like the default state of things, right? Because you know everyone uses public transport and they live in very densely populated cities. You have to. But in Australia now, it was never the norm before COVID. People wouldn't use them, and it's a bit better now. But obviously, it became a rampantly political issue.
Dude.
And
I had to sit there being like, guys, like, fucking, it's nothing to do, like, the government, like, it's, there are some governments that do want to force people to do certain things, okay, and some governments are like, just please do it, and then they have to force it because people wouldn't fucking do it, because they don't understand any better. They're like, oh, it's like, these masks won't work, and I'm like, it's better than fucking nothing, that's the point.
That's the Pokemon that screams, the one you're using, Weeping.
Weeping Bell, yeah. I have a Bulbasaur that's like a level 11, so yeah.
But like, you know how they all make the sound when it gets summoned in the show?
Yeah.
When it's the bigger bell.
Victory Bell.
Yes. When they summon it, just fucking shrieks.
How are you today,
great.
Elsa, anyway? How are you today? So I can't really click my mute button because I've got the other button in my right hand, which is the Pokemon Go thing. Primate. The only thing they can take out fighting Pokemon's asleep.
But yeah, I play the Dark Souls with the Switch Pro controller. It's actually pretty cool because you know the gyro controls are in Dark Souls.
I
And it
haven't.
helps with like if you use arrows.
What sort of teeth are you getting taken out, Alyssa? I mean, assuming you're having teeth taken out, was it the fear of that he's going to take out teeth? Please wake up, Pidgeotto. Oh, really? Yeah, Brick Break on a flying Pokemon. What?
A critical hit.
On a Brick Break? I wanna know. Wisdom Teeth. Oh, jeez. Yeah, Wisdom Teeth.
Alright.
I wanna
I
know.
never really gotten a Pokemon. I played Pokemon Blue on the Game Boy. I was so young. I was like 5 years old. I didn't know what I was doing. We had a Feraligatr, I believe it was called.
Oh, that's
And it was
Pokemon Gold. That's Silver.
The area was called the Indigo Plateau.
Yep, and then you had Mount Silver afterwards.
My parents relentlessly mocked me for how I pronounced Indigo Plateau at the time because I believe I said plateau.
Plateau. It's very fancy.
Yeah, I literally never heard the word in my life. I read it. You know what I mean? So it's like, how should I know how it's pronounced?
How many Wisdom Teeth are you getting
Back then.
taken out, Alyssa? How many Wisdom Teeth? Hopefully not too many. Dude, this Primeape is absolutely kicking my ass. Like, this Primeape's got, like, Brick Break. I can't believe it killed my Pidgeotto with Brick Break. Dude, he got paralyzed and didn't even get paralyzed stunned once. I feel like I'm getting robbed here.
Faint.
Right, like, this Primeape's actually just absolutely wrecking my lineup because of the Brick Break sweep. Oh, I really should have used Charmeleon because of Dragon's Rage. I could have really killed this Primate really quick. I could choose all of them, so I have it done. Yeah, I would choose all of them as well. Saves the trouble. It is, I guess, now Wisdom Teeth apparently is very, very painful when you get them all taken out, but it's worth the pain. Oh.
I heard that if you get the top ones, it's not so bad, but the bottom ones is quite bad.
Okay, so I got Brick Break after she completely tormented my entire Pokemon team with it.
Yeah, like, yeah, so I don't know where the Pokemon Gold card is. We have the Pokemon Blue one, but it's like a Game Boy card, right?
Okay.
And it's like the save battery in it is depleted.
Oh, damn.
So,
that must... Okay,
like,
it's probably that old.
Yeah, because, you know, like, on these old cards,
Yeah.
they use like, solid state. They use RAM, basically, to store the save.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, RAM is volatile. It doesn't last once there's no electric current. So they have a battery. And it runs out. So
Yeah.
eventually, like, on those cards, you don't have saves. And that one, it's so old, like 20 plus years. No saves.
Yep.
The GPA ones I believe I have Ruby.
Yep.
There's still saves on that, actually.
Damn.
You can still run that one.
Yeah, I don't have many saves on them as well. If they give me a super painkiller to numb the subject to stop working, they'll give you a lot of painkillers, but it'll still hurt regardless. I haven't had my Wisdom Teeth taken out yet, but I probably will.
I had my top ones taken out. They used local anesthetic and wasn't so bad, but that's because they were the top ones. I heard it's much worse for the bottom ones.
Okay.
Um,
Pokemon Fight Go. I got this guy dressing up as a Slowpoke wanting to fight me. Is this a good idea or not a good idea?
do they still? You know what I remember from Pokemon? Going around the caves and getting attacked by bats non-stop.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of Zubats in fucking Mount Moon. I just wanted them to stop. Fucking Zubats, man. Like every time engaging Zubats, you know they changed Zubat from having Leech Life to having Absorb. Because what happened is that Leech Life became the powerful bug move. So if you actually moved your Zubat from Pokemon Blue and Yellow from catching with Leech Life to like the later games, you had this fucking Zubat with like the most OP ability in the game.
I did get Pokemon X and Y for the one of them. I don't know which one for the DS, but I've never really played it much.
It's a good game. Like X and Y is actually quite a good game.
Yeah,
Black and White was one of the worst games I've played. Like I had to force my way through it. Like its biggest feature of having like trainers come into cities with White Forest and Black City was really badly done. Oh, a Rhyhorn. I don't think I've encountered a Rhyhorn. It's a huge Rhyhorn. Okay, we're gonna get the berry out. This is like Pokemon Go in a nutshell. Okay, just in case you guys are wondering.
Yeah, but the thing is, dude, the reason I like Pokemon Go is gay and whatever as bad as it is. I love it. I love it because it's.
There we go.
It's
So that prompt, do you have to do it with motion control?
Yeah.
'Cause I feel like a timed mechanic with motion control is like the worst combination.
Oh, dude, it's pretty bad. So I gotta make sure my thing lines up, my Switch lines up.
Yeah,
Can you play this game with a pro controller?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
It's
But
just
you have to like.
it's
clean the
just better
control.
to play it with this because you gotta throw the controller down.
That is quite sus.
I'm just going through this cave at the
Yeah,
moment.
has
Oh, it's a Cubone.
potential.
It's a Cubone. This game was like the first game they released. First few games they released on the Switch.
Yeah, remember when the Switch came out in the first month? Everyone was going to fail because the only game was Zelda. But it's like Zelda's a pretty big
Dude,
game.
that game
No.
still that game still sells at full price. That's how good it is.
And then they're like, oh, but it's on the Wii U. It's like, yeah, but like no one owned a Wii U, so it's like, for most people, it was a Switch game.
I don't think it was on the Wii U actually.
It was
Okay.
Zelda Breath of the Wild. Yeah, it was on the Wii U.
Okay, well,
And it was on the Switch, so we released both at the same time. They actually did that back in the day when the GameCube and the Wii came out, and they released Twilight Princess on both at the same time. But yeah, so it's like, it's on the Wii U, and
got Cubone.
I think that's the version that's in the emulators, right? Because they had a Wii U emulator for a long time because it's the same process.
You mean the
architecture as
Virtual
game.
Console, yeah?
No. I mean the Simu, I think it's called.
That don't mention the emulators. I meant the Virtual Console for Wii U. I think they do have one, don't they, on the Switch?
Yeah, the Switch has very poor support for retro games. It's actually shocking. Like,
They,
you know, like
they just put them all in the retro category.
yeah, time flies faster when we get older. But let's not forget, the Switch is now like, the Switch has been out for longer than the Wii U was out when the Switch released. If that makes sense, right?
Yeah, yep, definitely has.
And like, it's been 5 years, and we're coming up in year 6 of the Switch, like very soon. And it's like, we don't even have know at all what the next console is.
I don't think they need to release one, do they?
Yeah. I mean, the Switch is like one of the best. I don't know if you've heard, but the Switch has outsold the Wii. It's outsold the PS2. It's outsold the PS1. The only consoles that have sold better than the Switch are the DS and the PS2.
Because of Spug, where the lineup isn't there.
Let's see, yeah, it's fucking.
This is what I've been talking about.
Like,
it's lining up my DS.
Gyro. See, because Gyro is, I like Gyro as a mechanic and like motion controls, but like they're not a good combination with timed mechanics and also precision aiming. They're just not.
I'm not sure if there's any other way to do it, but anyway, I enjoy it.
That was the problem with Skyward Sword a lot. Skyward Sword on the Switch was a shit take.
Yeah, the HD version, wasn't it?
Yeah, it looked the same. Let's be honest. It was an upscale. They didn't really change anything, and it's like,
Actually, you know what? We need to make a list if you're like looking forward to an appointment to the dentist. And once you get the teeth taken out, Alyssa, you'll be perfectly fine. Okay. It's just only that part with the wisdom teeth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're in chat. They're taking.
I thought it was like
they're getting their.
I thought it was like a spoiler tag or something, but it's actually just a bunch of blocks.
I enjoyed Skyward Sword on the Wii. I reckon I like the Zelda games being on the Wii. To be honest, made people move around quite a bit.
Look, Skyward Sword. I'm glad I experienced it once, but I'll tell you, I've never played that game again, and I don't ever feel like playing it again.
Oh.
It was a bit of an ordeal. It has some cool boss fights. I think it's a roller coaster because it has some really cool moments. It also has some really bad moments. Like, personally, if you came up with what was obviously the worst game in any Zelda game, I mean, the worst boss.
Yep.
I think the worst thing you could do is make you fight it 3 times in the same game.
Wait, what? Is it Ganondorf?
Yeah. Imprisoned.
Right.
Imprisoned is just shit on so many levels, and like, literally, right? Considering the fight design, and you have to fight it 3 times, and it looks so. Have you seen the model with its giant toes? Like, oh, so dumb.
I've never played Skyward Sword. I only played the OG, Majora's Mask, and Wind Waker, and not OG, sorry, OT.
Majora's Mask. Yeah, I played that on original, and I also played it on.
Stealing 3 times is really annoying. He's not wrong, Dave. Alyssa also agrees with your rant about imprisoned. Did I get? No, I got sucker punched.
If you play Majora's Mask on the 3DS was a bit of a shit take. I think they made many mistakes.
That was Comet Punch.
And the performance was quite bad. In terms of frame rate.
Yeah, actually, that was it with Giant Mask, especially the Giant Mask battle.
Yeah, it was just bad, and it seemed to have a lot of problems with particle effects. Because I noticed if you like, the worst was when you were slashing your way through bushes and now dropping like items, or if something set you on fire, the frame rate just died. Especially if you're in 3D.
I never liked it into 3D games. I was just like, fuck them.
Yeah, and people were like, "Oh, just turn off the 3D." It's like, if I have a 3DS, I'll be damned if I can't play a game in 3D. That's the whole point. Like, I'll be damned.
Oh, yeah, double kick. Oh, he's dead.
Yeah, but you know what they? This is Elisa. You know what they do, Elisa? Elisa. Okay. You know what they do? Every franchise ever, they always like, oh, we're gonna do a reboot and like place a game or a movie earliest in the timeline. They do it all the time with every franchise. Before Skyward Sword, the original was Minish Cap because that explained how he got the hat.
Also,
apparently the hat was like magic.
There was only one timeline. Remember that?
I don't like when they talk timelines with Zelda. Like, I think it's all like
And then that's
hobbled together.
And then that's split
And you
it up.
read it, it doesn't make any sense.
That
And
just
it's like,
split it up because the timelines did essentially split.
it's just a similar story retold. That's the way I see it, like a legend.
Do you have a? Does someone have a pincer? I don't have a pincer.
Did you know
Mhm.
Link is left-handed? Except in one game,
In OT?
Twilight Princess.
Oh no! Oh yeah, he is left-handed actually. I just
Because
realized
in
that.
Twilight Princess, for the Wii version, the game's flipped. It's completely mirrored.
Sorry, no lie, dude. I don't have anything for you, dude.
But yeah, it's like Also, they introduced like a female equivalent of Link in Hyrule Warriors, and I don't think they could have picked a worse name than Linkle. Like, are you kidding me?
That's pretty bad actually.
That's pretty.
They did it because more people were right-handed with the Wii remote. Okay, that's what they did that change.
Yep.
That would have been interesting actually. Not knowing Link was left-handed.
I always thought Twilight Princess for Link. I didn't know for the longest time that it was a game.
I actually never actually played Twilight Princess. I probably should. People says it's a really,
It's
really
good.
game.
It's like. So Wind Waker was the more experimental one, and Wind Waker was great. I can actually see it. I think you have an artwork of it in your back, behind you.
Yeah, they're older Zeldas.
But
you know what?
Like...
I'll just maximize for you. They're older Zeldas in the background. So you can see there's older Zeldas. There's Wind Waker, Spirit Tracks. There's also Twilight Princess, or Majora's Mask, OT. They're back there. It's every single Zelda.
Yeah, I played every Zelda game except for the NES. And I think the worst Zelda game, not counting of course the CDI things, the worst Zelda game is Phantom Hourglass on the DS. It was very subpar.
Yeah.
Very just nonsense.
I said must play. Exxon said must play would be Awakening, Link to the Past. Yeah, I do want to play those two games. I played OT Majora, I haven't played Twilight, and then Breath of the Wild. I should actually get Breath of the Wild for the Switch. I've been wanting to get it. But like at $89, I've been waiting for it to go like on discount, but I don't think it will.
Yeah, Link's Awakening is great, and even they have a remade version of Switch, which is actually, I believe, it's the first 2D Zelda game that's in HD. Because the first Zelda game that's in HD is actually Breath of the Wild. That's how long it took.
Yeah.
And then they have Link's Awakening, which is great. I think they should continue to make 2D Zeldas occasionally. It's also the first 2D Zelda I believe they released in a console since Link to the Past.
No, it'll be Link's Awakening because LTP came out before Link's Awakening.
Link's Awakening was on the Game Boy.
Oh wait, have I got Awakening confused with some another game? Which game was it with the giant fish?
That was Link's Awakening.
Okay.
The original was on the game.
Oh, so I didn't know it was on the game before.
Now it's on the
SNES.
Switch, which is a home console. So it's like the first 2D Zelda that's on a home console since the third one, Link to the Past, which came out before I was born. Actually.
Oh yeah, the Oracles games. Oracles of Seasons and Ages.
I love the art. Oh, the art. They're underrated. They are seriously very good. I played them not too long ago. On my Game Boy SP, and they're good.
You put Spanky to sleep. I hate these Mankey Pokemon. Go to bed.
And they also it's actually, I believe it's a sequel or a prequel of Link's Awakening. It's in the same style.
I think it's a sequel, isn't it? I'm not sure, but either way.
I'm not sure. The timeline, whatever.
Yeah, timey-wimey.
But yeah, they're good. And Link's Awakening. So I don't want to. So you haven't played that one?
No, I haven't played any of the SNES or Game Boy ones, and I haven't played Oracle Ages, Oracle Seasons. Might actually
so
those.
Obviously, I won't spoil anything about Link's Awakening.
I can tell you right now, like I've probably spoiled myself in all those games because I read up about it. Like I know with Link's Awakening that he's asleep all along.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. And you sort of have to, the game does a really good job at building it up, and it actually makes you feel guilty about how it ends. And because of that, a lot of people got upset when it announced on the Switch and it had these really cutesy like graphics that everything looked like a toy. And they said it didn't fit because it was a sad game. It's like, but that's the thing. It's not a sad game. Most of the game's quite happy and upbeat. That enhances the feeling of guilt when you consider how it ends.
Yeah,
I think it was really well done.
I think it's like I think a lot of people realize like Zelda's games have to have a story. Okay, I'd rather have a story and stuff like that as well, and not like be like not be like a shock jock kind of story. You know, how, like all these stories these days always have these like twists that you see coming. And like,
yeah,
like they're trying to do good old Game of Thrones references. You know, the Game of Thrones build up.
My brother was ranting this about me. He thinks Game of Thrones is the worst thing that ever happened to like story writing because every author is trying to be Game of Thrones now. I think most infamously World of Warcraft. But
with what?
Yeah.
Oh, I know Sylvanas. Yeah.
Sylvanas, everything since Legion.
Yeah.
Like remember at the start of Legion when they were just killing off characters left and right because they thought that's what good stories do because Game of Thrones does it. They didn't really understand the way Game of Thrones handled it and paced it.
But yeah, that's what annoys me as well. Like they were doing all these shock moves, stuff like that. Like, mate, just write a decent storyline. Like you don't have to kill characters every 10 seconds to make a good storyline.
Because they killed off Vol'jin, and he like just became War Chief. You know, like keep him around a bit.
To be fair, I don't think they're gonna keep him around. I mean, Vol'jin, no one knew who he was, but everyone knew who Sylvanas was.
Yeah. I agree with that one. Fuck.
Sylvanas like was like people were like going Sylvanas took a 180 on her character. I'm like, no, this is how Sylvanas is. Sylvanas is a bitch. Like she's a bitch. And then they're like going, oh, she's morally grey. I'm like, no, Sylvanas is a fucking bitch. Okay, she made a dread. Like these people are like going, oh, I can't believe she did this. I'm like, she made a dreadlord kill her own kind, which is like strictly forbidden. Like she fucking tortured some of these people.
Yeah, but so about the Zelda with the Oracle of Seas and Ages. I think the thing behind that game was like, well, Pokemon always release in pairs, so we're gonna release a Zelda game in pairs, and it worked great. I wish they did it again sometime.
Yeah, I actually read up on all those games and watched walkthroughs. Cause, like ages ago when I was at uni, I was like watch walkthrough of games, so I watched walkthroughs of Metal Gear Solid, the entire series, and that's why I love that game, even though I've never played it because it's fucking amazing. There's two guys that do it. I think one of them was Vash, and another guy, I don't know what his name is. He stopped streaming it because he didn't think it was so good, but he was just like breezing through these games like it was nothing. I'm like sitting there like, man, you're really like. I wrote in YouTube comments when he's saying he felt like he was shit at these games. Like, mate, you're really fucking good. Like, you know, you give a lot of insight. But yeah, you know, watch Oracle and Asia's stuff. He was actually Bailey played both of them, and they were really good. Like, you know, very enjoyed it quite a bit. Like, he explained like what happened and stuff like that as well. It was really good to watch, like the ages and the deep tree and stuff like that. I reckon they should probably up some of these games into like 3D graphics, but that's gonna be more work than it's worth.
Yeah, they did Link's Awakening, like, and Link's Awakening was the origin of a lot of the things. People, like the Oracle, for example, it's actually first in the Ocarina was first in Link's Awakening. The Owl was first in Link's Awakening. Quite a lot of the first appearances of many of the items as well.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, Link's Awakening was the Owl because it was a seagull, wasn't it? In LTP.
Link's Awakening is sort of the forgotten Zelda because it came out before it was Link to the Past and after.
Yeah. Because LTP had the seagull that picked you up, isn't that right? I'm very sure it's the case.
Yeah, it had the ocarina, but they called it a flute.
Yeah. And then the seagull picked you up.
Yeah, and it played a tune, and the kid like plays the tune one last time and turns into a tree, and it's devastating.
Okay, I'll see what I do. The same to Tales games. Actually, never played Tales of Minor and stuff like that. Like the 100% walkthroughs. The 100% walkthroughs. It's actually really funny with who was it? It's really funny with Metal Gear Solid because there's so many memes and stuff like that with it.
Yeah, like they played us like a damn fiddle.
That's Ground Zeroes. They played us like a damn fiddle.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer.
That game's so sad, actually. The Fiona and Bart song.
Yeah, you know it's a really good game that came out. I'm so happy it came out on Switch. Star Wars, Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast.
There's a lot of good games.
Good.
Do X, obviously.
Came out 2002.
They do It's on
the Switch. I can vouch for that one. It's
even 5 is liked by a lot. Yeah, a lot of people, like a lot of the big guys I know of who do like Metal Gear Solid playthroughs, they really hated 5. Like they really hated 5.
Hold on a sec. What's the Pokemon currency symbol?
Oh, it's CP.
Oh my god.
It's Pokemon Go, basically.
It's like the ruble symbol with an extra dash.
It's the yen.
Yeah, but it looks like the ruble.
Yeah, well, it's not worth much anymore.
Actually, the ruble's worth a bit more, but that's because they're like, because they've pulled out all the stops to artificially increase the value, which won't last.
I gotta say right now, like a lot of our currencies have done that as well, but they're gonna take money out. That's where they take an out via the interest rate, obviously.
Also, we're not sanctioned to hell and back. You know what I mean?
Yep.
What are the GDP forecasts for Australia?
I gotta say it will be up, but it'll be up due to inflation.
Yeah, in Russia, you're looking at -8% minimum.
Yeah, well then, like they're not gonna get anywhere. They've just basically like the world told them they're dumb, and they kept going for it.
I'm not a finance guy. You're the finance guy. But one thing that annoys me is when people treat the value of the currency as the value of the entire economy.
Oh.
Like, just because they've recovered the ruble value doesn't mean the economy is in a good state.
Well, the thing is, like, they've had, like, so much foreign investment move out, and McDonald's move out, and Russia had to come in and save it, obviously, because they had to make it something else.
Yeah,
And it's like, they're not going to save it. They're trying to do too much at too little with nothing, because no one's going to trade with them other than, like, Belarus and countries that they have, like, direct ownership with, and they're trying to get, like, all these countries that they basically own and get security to get involved in Ukraine. It's like, they're not, because if they do, their own people are going to literally cannibalize them.
Yeah, I mean, and look, it's just a meat grind in Ukraine, mate. It's just awful. I donated some to...
No, I meant Belarus. Like, Belarus and Georgia and stuff like that. The moment the Russian troops move out, the people are going to overthrow their leaders because no one likes them.
Yeah, exactly. Especially Belarus. Look what happened in Kazakhstan. It's just terrible.
Like, the thing is, like, that they can't give troops to Russia. It's like, well, Russia's eventually going to win that war. Eventually. That's going to take a fucking long time.
Yeah. I think...
But the problem is, and also as well, the NATO's never going to get directly involved, because NATO, okay, the Brits and Americans share this thing quite a bit. They don't get involved in wars as per se, but they get involved in wars by supplying weapons to one side they want to win. Or
they're doing that, but it's right now the supply is very low because they're actually concerned about Ukrainian attacks into Russia. There have already been several. No ground takeovers or anything, but there have been drone strikes and helicopter raids into Russian territory. And they don't want... That's why they're not giving so much long-range artillery. But it's like... I don't know. I feel like the long-range artillery needed to be there like 2 months ago. Like they need to get on.
No, it's been there. It's just they don't tell us. Why would we tell you, general population, that hey, we've given weapons to Ukraine for the last 5+ fucking years? Okay.
Yeah.
Why would you?
I don't know. I don't. Whatever it is, they don't have enough. The Russians have way more systems.
Yeah, of course. Because
the way to reach parity is to have longer range, precision. Long-range artillery is what's needed, right? Or way.
Like, the thing is, like, it's the Ukrainians have the weapons. Like, they're gonna have the weapons. They're gonna get given it, even though they already have it. Okay, they'll say like, "Oh, we gave them this and that." I'm like, yeah, well, how do you move like Javelin missiles from America to Ukraine in a short amount of time? Unless the weapon's already there.
I think it takes 1 to 2 weeks to supply it.
No,
comes to Poland.
What I'm saying, the weapons are already there.
Yeah.
They never move.
Usually when they've announced it, that they've given weapons, though they're already there.
Yeah, they're already there. Yeah. That's
movement happens and the agreement happens.
Like, a lot of people don't realize, because I look at journalists on both sides. One of the journalists said that Trump supplied the most weapons to the Ukraine. And he's been called a Russian puppet because he reacted stupidly. They're like, Trump's a fucking dumbass for how he reacted. But Trump's administration gave the most weapons to Ukraine. And it's just like, guys, like, America have been giving weapons to Ukraine for a very fucking long time. Like, even before Trump, Obama gave weapons to Ukraine. Like,
yeah. I mean, look, in 2014, they were caught with the pants down in Ukraine, and
yep.
And they didn't want to let it happen again. So the army was rapidly modernized, and that's what's led to Russia underperforming so spectacularly.
Yep, exactly. It's because like basically also
you can't predict anything from here. It's still like even 3 months in, it's still early to say how this will turn out.
It's just Russia. It's just Russia will grind out Ukraine.
I feel like, yeah, it's Russia's suffering a higher casualty rate, and they are they're lacking in infantry. Their equipment's already not great, but they're severely lacking infantry, and you can only do so much with the equipment with no infantry. And they're kind of, if you look at the current front lines, it's been stuck there a long time.
They've been winning quite well in the south, and that's what's going to win them in the end, because the Ukraine was
the south. They advanced quickly early, but recently they got stalled.
Yep.
And recently Ukraine has been taking back in the south. It's the east where they've been gaining recently.
Well, that's been from the start, to be honest, because the start's really hostile to Ukraine anyway. The Donbass and stuff like that. Cause
the north, they had to leave. They had to.
Yeah, they weren't. They try to do shock and awe, because Americans do that as well, where they just launch attacks at the capital city. So that's why they launched attacks at Kiev. Yeah, it didn't work because they didn't get anywhere. And also Ukraine didn't surrender.
That was really awesome. Like, I remember early April, and like you were hearing the reports on Twitter. And you were trying to get up-to-date information, like people posting that the Ukrainians are up in Bucha and Irpin, and some people are saying the Russians are vacating Chernihiv, but it's all like words and that. And then we got that picture of the Ukrainian soldier raising the flag at Chernobyl, and you're like, holy shit, it's true. Like, they really did get up there. Yeah, that was awesome.
There's too much propaganda. You gotta realize with wars, there's like a lot of propaganda and stuff like that. They've been trying to get You're going to be trying to get NATO involved for a while, but NATO's never going to get fucking involved. Because if NATO get involved, there's only one way it ends, and it's someone's getting nuked.
I have a prediction. In the unlikely event that Belarus gets involved, I think Poland will get involved.
If Belarus get involved, their leadership will change by the time they put a single infantry into Ukraine.
Yeah. Well, Russia wanted them to get involved, but yeah, right away the army was like, "That's not happening."
Yeah, it's not happening because if they leave, the people are going to kill the leader.
Yeah, Belarus.
Disgraceful. Disgraceful. You just got to remember, last year, I'm not sure Melon was still here. Last year, they had a revolution that was quelled by the Russians.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't last year. It wasn't last year. It was 2 years ago.
Kazakhstan also had a big series of riots, and then they just had a referendum. They're moving more in the western direction in Kazakhstan, which is much to the dismay of China and Russia, who both each want Kazakhstan in their sphere.
And also, by the way, this is how USA and stuff like that operate. By the way, just in case you guys are wondering in chat, it's how US and Britain operate. They weren't involved, but they were involved. Okay.
You know what one thing Kazakhstan's doing? So the Kazakh language is currently written in Russian Cyrillic.
Yep.
They're changing to Latin.
This is the part where the US aren't involved, but they are involved. Okay, that's what I'm gonna say right now.
Those Central Asian countries are important for their resources and also like the land routes, because China wants to control those land routes. They'll be very important in the future.
Yep. Oh man, they're definitely US has been involved in this.
Like, for example, there's a country just south of Kazakhstan called Turkmenistan.
Mm-hmm.
Turkmenistan is basically North Korea. Like,
isn't it more controlled by Turkey?
Well, they like Turkey because of the cultural ties.
Yep.
But it's its own government.
Politics is very, very funny. Okay, very, very funny.
Yeah, Turkmenistan is in what's the leader's name? Bernan Guli.
I have no idea.
I always forget. It's a Turkic name, so it's very long.
I give up. Oh damn, that guy sent an Ivysaur.
His name is Berdi Muhammadov.
Jeez. You know, I could.
That wasn't the first and last name, by the way. That was his last name.
Oh jeez.
Yeah.
There's a lot of gold bats in here. There's a lot of gold bats in here. I'll catch one.
He's probably crazier than Kim Jong-un, honestly. He's more eccentric, at least. You can find there's a video of him like rapping and like singing on YouTube.
Jeez, man.
He's fucking weird. And like, it's just a weird country. It's like North Korea in a lot of ways. It's very sad, but the US supports them because they have lots of natural resource.
Yeah. Well, like the US have strange bedfellows, like with politics, like it's really strange bedfellows and stuff like that.
I think they're closer with Russia, but the US is trying to like sort of.
Yeah, like that's just like they're trying to shore up Taiwan as well, because like the biggest thing that US have got out of this entire Ukraine debacle is the fact that all these countries are trying to show, hey, US will not always come to help you and stuff like that, so they can really try to get one up.
To be fair to the US, Ukraine isn't directly their war. I think they're doing exactly what they should be doing, to be honest, with Ukraine. Intelligence and material sharing, I think that's exactly what they should be doing.
They've actually, funnily enough, won out on it because they got Finland and all that stuff joining them.
Yeah, Finland, Sweden.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You know how crazy it is joining NATO. That's like...
Yeah, you know how crazy it is? Because a country that doesn't exist, i.e. Finland, somehow wants to join the NATO.
Yeah.
Do you know the joke about Finland?
Yeah, that doesn't exist. Yeah, they do it with Australia as well.
Yep. No, I was gonna say, what was it?
Damn.
Then I don't know. They've been like trying to really get back at what Trump said about the electricity thing. I'm like, he was right. Look at Germany now. Germany are in trouble with their electricity. I'm like, this is what he said.
What did he say?
He said that, like, you know, if you're gonna have NATO, why the hell are all your it says, why the hell is Germany taking oil from Russia for its electricity? Like, you want to get rid of, you can't have this. And this issue, this issue's popped up.
That whole situation was annoying because I feel like everyone in the world except for Germany was telling them, this is a bad idea. You do not want to increase your dependence on Russia. And now we're in this situation where they're desperately trying to reverse it all.
Yeah.
They can't. Yeah, it's going to take years. They will eventually.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Even if this war ended tomorrow, if they signed it, if Ukraine surrendered tomorrow, like Russia's still kind of screwed because all these countries have realized you cannot develop a dependence on Russia. You just don't have that option. And what frustrates me is, you know what would have helped not have dependence on Russia? Maybe not closing all your fucking nuclear plants. Literally everyone said was a bad idea. Like, and it's like, no, it's okay. We're going to replace it with renewables. They didn't. It's like everything that, it's one of those things where it's like, it's a very Blizzard decision where it's like everything was obvious, everything that predicted, everyone predicted everything that would go wrong. It all happened. It's just, it's just very shitty situation what's happened there.
Like I said right away, I'm like, you know, oh wow, you know, is someone gonna bring up this is what because like Trump says some really shit things and says some really good things. Like, is anyone gonna bring up what Trump said to them just 2 to 3 years ago about how, like, you know, what's the point of NATO if you're just getting stuff off the Russians? Because that's why NATO exists, obviously, because it's everyone against the Russians. So if the Russians try to do anything, NATO goes in the action.
Problem is, like, he says that on one hand, but then on the other hand, he was very in favor of expansion of coal and oil operations. So it's like, you know, we can't rely on that shit forever for many reasons. Not like...
I'll give you the funniest version, Bepples, okay? During this entire war, Whitehaven coal was $1.45, okay, per share. It's gone up 4 times. It's about $6 per share. Yeah. Coal's doing very well. Just an FYI.
That's fucking crazy.
That's because Japan wants it, because they don't want nuclear. China want more of it, because they're building like 20 million different coal plants.
Yeah, so fucked. It's actually, everyone else is like, everyone's celebrating. Oh, the UK is like basically totally phased out coal almost. It's like, yeah, that's because all the manufacturing's in China now. So it's like, it's just moved. The world is still using it's still massively increasing its coal usage. Like, we're not even, it's not just not making progress, we're getting worse. Well, it's like, we cannot depend on these long-term coal projects. It's like, we can't be doing that. We just cannot. For a whole list of reasons.
China is just going to continue.
The main one being climate change. And China is one of the regions that's going to be most drastically and disastrously impacted by climate change. So it's wild that they're just charging along, not giving a shit.
And also the thing as well, like, no one, like, China's going to lie regardless, so they know that. So they're not gonna, China's not going to say, we are literally polluting everywhere. We're just going to say, we are green.
Like, and what's fucked is everyone's like, oh, we got to keep it below 1.5 degrees. We are at 1 degree increase now. Yep. There is not literally, it's not possible to keep it below 1.5. I don't think it's possible to keep it below 2
seconds. Have fun at the dentist, Alyssa, you'll be fine, okay? You'll be fine. You've got this, okay? It won't be painful at all to wisdom teeth, okay? You get a lot of ice cream afterwards as well. A lot of ice cream, okay? Chocolate ice cream. To be fair with climate change, it's going to happen regardless. Like, I think it's a bit of a folly that humans think they can fully control the climate when the climate's done its own thing for the last 2,000, 3,000 years. That they do have. Sorry, that was me coughing up for it. You can say they do control it somewhat. Like, of course, we've changed our environment, but we gotta get rid of this notion that if we do nothing, that the climate won't change. It's like, nah, Mother Nature's been changing since the world's been turning.
Yeah, but the change we've seen, like, the change we've seen is rapid. Like, if you like, I XKCD had a good comic that actually demonstrated, showed the entire timeline, not scaled, 10,000 years to current, what the average temperature of the world was, and yeah, it is blistering how fast the temperature is going up in the past 100 years, and like it's a degree that's like just not even like possible to be natural. And in history, animals have always influenced the climate. Many times in history, the climate's experienced drastic changes due to what animals are doing. In the Jurassic era, there was major deforestation because of the amount of giant dinosaurs walking around, eating all vegetation. Like and that changed the climate. That actually literally changed the world temperature and everything back then. And they can tell, of course, from things like deposits in the ocean.
Cool stuff like that.
It's I'm not sure if ice cores go that far back. I don't think they do, but because that was 150 million years ago.
I think they should, because then again, Antarctica and Arctic Circle have melted since then.
Yeah. Ice cores are good because they basically tell you exactly what the concentration of various gases in the atmosphere was.
Yeah. I think a lot of people like are just alarmed. Like, there's a lot of grifters. This is the worst part of politics I've ever fucking looked at. The amount of fucking grifters. Guys who are trying to make money. Let's just say one person who's on this platform and he's a partner, Hassan. He's the fucking biggest grifter I've ever seen.
Oh my god.
Hassan is just the biggest grifter I've ever seen.
Hassan?
He's Hassan Abi. He's the cousin of Cenk. He's his nephew of Cenk Ungar.
Cenk Uygur. Oh,
Cenk
really?
Uygur, yes. Yeah, from the.
What does he say?
He's just a he's just a left-wing activist, dude.
Was he the one that was very pro-Russia? I remember.
No, he's not pro-Russia. No, he's not pro-Russia. I don't think anyone's pro-Russia.
I've seen leftists that are pro-Russia. It's very upsetting.
It's
Both
really
far
weird.
left and far right have their own excuses for being pro-Russia. Generally,
Really weird.
it's hate of the US. They don't like the US, so it's an enemy of my enemy situation. So Ukraine's allied to the US.
No, but he's the biggest. Like, he also, not to mention, he's also a React content creator where he just reacts to videos.
Yes.
Yep. So,
Asmongold. New issue. I better see what Asmongold says about it.
which one? He has,
I don't know.
He has commented about the Dark Viper consideration.
Like, everyone was going crazy about, like, oh, look at Asmongold's latest video on, like, the Amber Heard trial. It's like, cool, but, like, why do we care about Asmongold's opinion?
It's like getting Ja Rule. Did someone ask Ja Rule?
Yeah, who asked?
Did you hear about?
Yeah.
You know that reference, right? This is when they asked Ja Rule about 9/11.
I don't remember that one. No.
Because Ja Rule's in jail.
I don't know who that is.
Ja Rule's a rapper. He got sent to jail for tax evasion, I believe. Let me find Ja Rule. I'm very sure it's tax evasion. Let me find out what he was sent to jail for.
Yeah, it's actually fucked. The climate change situation is pretty bad, and yeah, it looks like the.
Oh no, that's right. That's right. He got done for a fatal shooting.
Looks like CO2 is up to 420 parts per million. Blaze it. But yeah, that's fucked. It was 250 before 1850. It is like, it's like, whatever happens, right? If you like just flat out double the CO2.
Oh no, actually, yeah, Ja Rule failed to pay taxes, and he got 2 years for possession of a weapon after the 2007 arrest. And then Ja Rule has faced a lot of lawsuits from the failed Fire Festival, if you remember that.
I did hear about that, yeah.
Yep.
I watched. I'm very informed because I watched Internet Historian.
Yeah.
Just like everyone's like, yeah. I watched the latest Internet Historian. I know everything now. He's actually, Internet Historian.
He's very good.
His video. Usually they're just summaries, but his video on the Coastal Concordia.
Yeah, it's actually really good.
Basically had everything. Like that had almost everything. It didn't have everything. There were some details, like some pretty depressing details actually he left out, like in terms of the details of how the people died. But just without going into too much detail, they got stuck in the lift.
Yeah.
But, it's like overall, like that included an incredible amount of detail in that video.
Yep.
Like that was actually really good.
Yeah, because don't talk about React content as well. And Hassan is a fucking huge reactor because they show him videos. And the funny thing is, like, they actually talked about it. Like, Hassan was like, "What do you want me to do? Like, make content for 12 hours? I can't do that, man." It's like, ooh.
Is Hassan spelled with one S or two?
One is HASSANRB. And a lot of people are gonna say, like, if I'm a lot of people, if someone says that, like, I can't spend 10 hours making videos, I'm like, oh boy.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
This is a hill I will die on. Russia cannot launch an urban counterinsurgency war in a neighboring country with 44 million people with or without NATO support. This is why I've been saying he won't invade Ukraine, not because of anything else. He's a bad person, not a mad one. February 18th. Oh, literally like a week before. But to be fair, that take is actually pretty good because he turned out to be right.
Yeah.
About it being a bad idea, that is. He was wrong about Putin being, a bad person, not a mad person.
He's mad.
So that take was actually like good. The worst was like Edward Snowden up there saying like Edward Snowden up there saying no, they won't invade. That's just US propaganda. Russia's like,
dude, the guy's a Russian refugee, so he can't take anything what he says. He
took the L though. He took the L. He said, yeah, I guess just don't listen to me about anything Russia Ukraine related, because clearly I don't know anything. That's what he said.
Oh, because he's a Russian refugee, mate. So he can't. He won't get the nice story.
It's just I feel like by mid-February it was very clear there was no turning back, and they were going to attack. Like I think that was, it was crazy to deny it at that point. I know we didn't want to believe it, but it was obviously they were going to do it. Yeah. Yeah. This Hassan guy, Hassan the Hun.
Yeah, him. Yeah.
So he's related to Jen Cougar, isn't
he? Yeah, he's his nephew. Hassan's his nephew.
Jen Cougar, I like Jen Cougar.
He's gone fucking absolute crazy. He's got some absolute crazy. He's got off a fucking... I think someone's comment about him calling him a water buffalo is probably the most accurate thing I've ever fucking said, man.
Like, I think it's Cenk Uygur, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. But Cenk, I like his rants, but it's usually Young Turks is mostly, I see it as it's basically a reaction channel. It's not really a news channel, it's a reaction channel. Yeah. And he used to also deny the...
yeah, of course, what they're named afterwards. Yeah.
He has apologized. He's changed the opinion, but it's hard to
it's hard to when your network
knowing that happened.
It's hard when your network's named after the fucking group that did it.
Yeah.
The Young Turks and the Armenian.
The talk of pointing about that is Young Turks was like, it was a very long-standing, broad group in Turkey, and
I don't like Cenk too much. I don't like reaction channels too much. It's like, mate, like you're not actually doing any information. You're just harping up your emotional overload, so you get confirmation biases and money. And this is what Hassan does.
It's reaction. It's reaction. That's all it is. They're not actually. It's not like news because they're not. They're reporting us from other.
You know what? I prefer Internet Historian having a news channel than some of these jokers. Okay.
And some of the people they have on are pretty cringe. I don't like Jimmy Dore. I think he's pretty bad.
Jimmy Dore's alright, but he's not on there anymore because he doesn't agree with them.
Yeah, I don't like Jimmy Dore much. He's one of those people that's like, you shouldn't vote for left-wing politicians because they're not left enough. I don't.
Oh, you're not left of chairman now? Okay.
That's just a terrible take. Ouch. That's just awful. He's just he buys into a lot of conspiracies as well. I don't like him. And also Cenk Uygur, I guess, that is very cringe views on nuclear power. Every time they make a video about Fukushima or anything, it's just spectacularly shit.
What?
And it's hard. The thing is, when you watch a channel and like you want them to inform you about stuff, and you watch a topic that you know something about and see him get it wrong.
There's a symbol for this.
How can you trust them on like?
There's a syndrome about this. I'm trying to think of it.
Dunning-Kruger?
No, Dunning-Kruger is the one where you think you're good, but you're not. There's the one when you know something about it, and they say something wrong, you disbelieve it, but you believe anything else they say when you don't know anything about it. I'm trying to figure it. There's actually a syndrome for that. It's actually interesting.
It's like that. That's how I feel. It's like when they get something wrong that you know about, how
Yeah.
can you just feel like, how can you trust them? I'm like,
Well, yeah, dude. That's every time Saul Eslake comes on the fucking Australian TV talking about how bad negative gearing is and how bad Frankie credits out. And I was like, mate, yeah, fucking no clue. And he still has no clue. Like, how is he celebrated as a fucking economist?
Who?
Saul
Who is this?
Eslake. He's the guy who hates negative gearing and hates franking credits.
What does he hate about franking credits exactly?
He believes it's middle class welfare, and that he thinks like rich people enjoy it all and poor people don't.
Because about franking credits, like, because there's two parts to it. Because most countries do the basic franking scheme, right?
No,
Australia-
only Australia and New Zealand that you can get a refund from it.
Yeah, but with Australia and New Zealand, you can actually get a refund, like,
Yep.
beyond what you pay to the government.
Yep, that's only Australia only. And also, Australia is the only country where you can get a refund, like offset from corporate tax. All the other countries only have a certain amount you can earn before it's taxed. from
Yeah,
dividends.
see, I heard other countries do have schemes for refunding it, so you aren't. So, you're paying basically the corporate tax on these dividends. So your income tax is essentially refunded on those dividends.
No, they're corporate tax, right? But it's only for a certain amount. As soon as you go over that certain amount, you start paying your income tax.
Yeah, but like the issue people had was that, like, if your income tax was lower than the corporate tax,
Yeah, you get your money back.
You got refunded tax you didn't pay.
Yep.
Which I think that's pretty glaring. I think.
No, because they're not. If they're not meant to be paying any tax, they shouldn't be paying any tax. Now, the franking credits don't help out the rich people. Because I'll tell you, like, the system they're trying to introduce with Shorten is why Shorten lost the election, by the way, because people figured this one out. Is that what
I don't know, man.
What they were gonna do? What they were gonna do is that the rich people would use their trusts to pay the franking credits and pay income that would use the franking credits would annihilate to zero. The poor people with their super funds can't do that. And, like, basically anyone on a 400k super fund, or it is 400, 500k, they would lose. Let's just say they earned 20,000 in fully franked dividends, so they would get, let's say, roughly, I think about 6,000 franking credits. They'll lose that under the new scheme.
Yeah, but what I thought back then is they implemented an income minimum. Yeah, actually a minimum on the amount of super fund before it kicked in with that policy.
No, they didn't exactly. That one was already happening, which was you can only have 1.6 million in pension phase to receive the full franking credit refund. That was implemented by Scott Morrison.
What are you saying?
That you can only have a maximum of 1.6 or 1.7 mil in pension phase, which is a 0% tax environment.
Yeah. I know, for example, my grandfather, he's got quite a lot saved up.
Yep.
He's got quite a lot of investments in property and all this, and he gets the refund.
Yep.
And which he even says it's pretty.
Oh no, he basically a lot of rich.
He's gonna take the money he's gonna get.
Yeah, like the rich people just say, you know, if they tax us, they tax us. That's pretty much it. Some of most rich guys said, but it's the franking credit change wouldn't hurt the rich. It would hurt the middle class people because they can't afford it. Like a lot of the rich people I know of generate like 300 grand in income. It's not going to hurt them because they don't need the franking credits. And if they do want the franking credits, they can just offset the taxable paid until it's nil.
So the refund system the system kicked in because I read at the time that every country had a way of refunding what you paid in income tax on the dividends.
No.
So that you weren't effectively paying corporate tax and income tax.
No.
That's what I read.
No, they don't. The UK have like you can earn up to 5,000 and then they start getting taxed and stuff like that. That's what they have.
But like, because what I read was that if you're super, so you're looking at 15% tax.
No, that's accumulation. I'm talking about pension phase, which is 0%.
0%.
So let's say you're living off your superannuation pension. You earn 20 grand, 6,000 of that's franking credits. You don't get that 6,000 anymore. So that person has to take money out of their capital to live, and then get onto Centrelink age pension quicker. Now this is the worst part because they get more into Centrelink age pension, the government has to pay more. Now Richie McRich, if he has a trust, he can distribute it to anyone. And then make sure that they pay enough tax so the franking credits fully offset it. So it's actually only hurting the people who are in middle class and who are on, like, you know, who only have their super fund or anything that pays like them a pension or has a tax-free area, it actually hurts them a lot more because they don't get that 6,000 that they normally usually get from franking credits from the tax refund, and it drains their capital a lot quicker, and then forces them on DH pension. That's the biggest issue it has. It's actually not a tax on the rich people; it's tax on the middle class. And the thing is, he released it way too early because then the people said, "Hey, no, this is not good. This is bad." Because the rich people would still get around it. And they...
what income is classified as middle class here?
No, I'm talking about the pension. Middle class, I think it's like 70, 80 grand. The average wage.
Oh yeah, okay. And how much in the pension?
Pension, not right.
Sorry, how much in the super?
Average super would be 400, 500,000.
Yeah.
Because we had a lot of clients like they're in this range where they could be on the age pension, but they'll be on a lot quicker. Like, it's because Sean didn't think it out very well at all. So he thought he could just say attack the rich and he would win. It's like, you can't do that. That's not good if pension super is at 400k. Yeah, it isn't. Like, it's really poor to begin with. But it's made even worse if you don't get franking credits.
Yeah,
I gotta stop talking.
I remember, I feel like I've forgotten most about this topic because I remember having a lot of discussion at the time about this. Because I was reading studies that said for this franking system, what they were targeting the upper class income because it was not evenly distributed, and most of the beneficiaries of this franking credit scheme were upper class, and that's who they were targeting.
Yeah, but it wouldn't work. They would pay no tax regardless. Anyways, I think I gotta go offline. My throat is really sore. Sorry, Slippy, I know you just came in. But this stream was not meant to be long anyway. Actually, no, it's feeling a bit better now. It's just got an itchiness, but I do have to go offline soon.
I don't have so much in my super because I have, you know what they have now? You can, if they have rollovers, so if you didn't pay at all, like the up to the concessional cap in the previous year, you can...
Yeah, for 5 years.
Later. I need to catch up on that because I've got higher income now, so I can do that, but I'm going to talk to the financial advisor about that.
It depends.
What I don't know is that if I make a contribution directly in my super,
you can claim it.
Does it? Yeah. Do I have to, like, how exactly do I specify that it should be paying off the carryover from 2018 to 19 period? I don't know.
I think if it only exceeds your current cap.
Jesus. Oh man. Because I got like 50,000 unused.
No, I meant your 27,500. Check the ATA website. It should tell you what it does.
So you can't just like start paying off the 2018 to 2019.
No, you have to exceed your actual cap before you can do it.
Shit. That's far. Because I mean, you know, like because on ATO all up it says like 50,000 unused contributions for over the past few years.
Yeah, I think it starts off with the furthest one first.
It starts off with the furthest one first?
Yeah.
Well, that's great.
Like after you exceed it, of course.
Yeah, but
already got 250 in mind. Oh, sorry, I was referring to something. Yeah, 400k is really bad. I'm just talking about people now. People later should have at least about maybe 800, 900k. Actually, that's too much. Probably 500, 600.
Yeah, my current job's pretty good because the super, they give me a base income and the super is like on top of it. It's not part of it. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So it's like actually pretty good. The problem I'm having is my current job actually gives RSUs, restricted stock units.
What's that mean?
So basically, here's how I understand it, which might be incorrect, but they give me, okay, so we're going to give you 155,000 US dollar worth of RSUs. They vest over 4 years, which means they turn into tradable stock that you own, right? Before that, you can't do anything with it before they vest.
Yeah.
So it's based on the day I'm hired. If the stock goes up since I'm hired, it's good. If the stock goes down, it's bad. Now, in 1 year after I'm hired, they give me 25%. 25% of them vest, and then every 3 months, 6.25%. So that after 4 years, they're all vested. 155,000 US in stock from the date of my joining. That's how it works.
Mhm.
The problem is I don't understand how I get taxed on that because
He gets taxed as income, unfortunately.
yeah, like I feel like I'm gonna have a big tax bill because
Yep.
of that.
Yep. You will. He gets taxed as income. If you get shares for free, you are basically taxed on how much those shares are worth
Yeah, because
when
in
you
the
get paid
US,
it.
what they do is they automatically sell some of the shares to pay the tax, but they do not do this in Australia.
Yep.
That's something I learned.
Good luck.
I was reading online and I was learning, oh, you know, they sell automatically, and it turns out that was just for America.
No, they
Australia, they don't. But I guess that just means I do it manually, right? If I think that's the right thing to do.
If
I
you
sell the
want to,
shares
yes. And then the thing is, you got to pay. You get a stock agency over there, and you got to transfer it to here, which
Yeah,
is easy.
it's
You can get an asset international bank account. So
the weird thing is, it's an Australian company, but
is it
they're
our
on the
color?
American Stock Exchange.
Is
They
it
started in Australia.
is it our color?
Is it what?
Is it our color?
What's that?
Alco is a company that's it was in Australia, but now it's owned by an American company.
It's Atlassian.
Okay. Shit, I'm forgetting that they're a mining company, aren't they?
No, they're a software company.
Okay. Yeah, I got to tell you right now, a lot of these software companies go into America for the Nasdaq. I assume they're listed on Nasdaq.
Yes.
Yep.
They do.
Yeah,
On
because
Nasdaq, they're team on Nasdaq. TEAM.
yeah, like the thing is, like they should like a lot of these companies, like CSL for example, and Cochlear, they should be on the Nasdaq, but they're in the ASX still.
And the stock has gone down quite steeply since I was hired, so not a good trend.
Yeah. Oh, you capital loss.
Especially since they like a week after I joined, there was a major problem at Atlassian. Like a lot of things went wrong.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
probably
when
why
I
I've heard
joined-
of it.
When I joined, the value 281 US per share. Now it's 170 US per share.
US
So it's
or
actually gone down.
US
Yeah, it's
or
all US,
US
yeah.
will all have like a strong capital base and never pay dividends, so enjoy seeing your dividends. Never seeing your dividends.
Yeah. But you know, like I guess having the RSUs is better than not having.
Yeah, of course, 100%.
But yeah, I'm scared of. I don't know, like since it vests next year, I don't know if the tax is.
I think you pay it. I'm not sure. You got to talk to an account, but I'm very sure you pay it when you receive it. Like as in like when you've received a share. Doesn't matter if you can not sell it or not. It's when you receive it.
Yeah, there's also a yearly bonus. From that, they do like 10% yearly bonus.
Yeah, because we have a client who has a similar thing with an Australian company, and he has to pay tax when he received the shares.
Damn. So even if they're restricted,
Yep.
it's fucked up.
Yeah, but you received an asset for nothing, so it's income.
But I can't sell them yet to pay the tax.
Yeah, well, that's your problem.
I gotta redraw. You gotta redraw off the mortgage to pay the tax.
Yeah.
Because if it's a tax for the entire 155,000 US, god damn.
I reckon it will be, actually. You're going to at least sell the shares later and just put it back in.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because you're getting paid a salary in shares, mate, so...
Yeah, it's a base. It's the software companies do that. I don't know how companies like elsewhere, but like they usually have at some point it's a compensation package. It's not like just a salary. It's like base salary plus bonus plus shares.
Slippy, he can't do that because his shares are in the US. US has strict fucking rules about salary sacrificing for shares. So that's why they pay as a part of the salary instead of a salary sacrifice. But yes, West Farmers have a
By the way,
West Farmers have a code with that. You can salary sacrifice for West Farmers shares, but since now Cole's demerged, you can put salary sacrifice into fingers.
Sal, how old is Slippy Fist?
I think he's like 40 plus something. 35? No, let's put him younger. 30. He's just in his early 30s.
I'm 27.
I'm not sure if I have much of my super.
I'm terrible with the finance stuff, man. I don't own any shares, and
Neither
my
do I.
plan was to buy in the ETFs.
Yeah, it's probably the
because
best
it's
idea.
like- yeah, I don't want to get into like buying, selling like individual shares. I just at some point I'm like, is it worth the time I'm putting into it?
Just track it.
I mean, for a lot of people, yes. I don't want to.
Just track index. It's easier because index goes up and down. You're exposed to everything else.
And it's a good thing I haven't bought yet because it's gone. it's doing quite badly. But I got to.
No, it's gone. The market always goes up overall. Always goes up. Don't pay attention to the all odds. You pay attention to the all odds accumulation index, and just look at that.
Goonbags, he was like, he got in a bunch of stuff, but unfortunately, it's all gone badly so far. But it'll eventually go. Better.
Yeah, but I'm gonna assume this. Did he get into fucking penny stocks and wonder why?
No, it's in mining stocks.
Okay. So, what's your share portfolio like? Is it a mixture of West Farmers and Coles, I assume, with 2012? Should be a mixture of West Farmers and Coles, I assume. Now it'll now be mostly Coles than West Farmers, because West Farmers demerged, and then you receive Coles shares, or do you receive West Farmers shares? I think it's Coles now. Yeah, I thought so.
But yeah, we'll see. I remember my brother was like looking forward to a big tax, but then he had to like pay money back. He was really mad.
I've got to pay money back because of my ESL shit, because I cast. I got to pay a lot of money on that.
But yeah, I got to, no doubt, like, yeah. It's actually like difficult situation if I have to pay such a large amount of tax and I can't yet sell the shares to do it. But
there's always a payment plan with the ATO as well if you can't afford it. And the ATO are really, really nice.
Because I'm pretty far ahead on the mortgage. But right now, what I do is I put everything extra on the mortgage.
2 seconds. I'm checking something. I'm checking to see if I've received my payment yet. Okay, ESL paid me. Awesome.
What is it?
CSGO custom.
Oh, CSGO, okay.
Yeah, I got paid my 600 AUD for my 3 BO frees. Oh, no, 2 BO frees.
Nice.
I'm gonna get paid my 800 EU for 2 BO frees as well. But I only sent that invoice out 4 days ago because I got COVID.
But yeah.
My store is closing too, so I get... What? Coles are closing stores? I did not know that. I actually can't believe that.
No, man.
Oh, that's rough. So where are you going to go after Coles? Woolies? Get Woolies shares? I think my financial planning stuff, like either I'm going to have to purchase it or I'm going to have to move on. Run a small store in the area free? Okay. Probably get moved to a different store, I assume. He's not closing now, but... Okay, yeah. So he's getting moved to a bigger store, basically.
But yeah,
Take the redundancy, go back to being a shit kicker. Okay, you can probably take both as well. Just it won't be a genuine redundancy and you can't get the tax breaks. you do get like a tax break on redundancies, right? Always take it to your accountant. And like the different leaves are treated differently if you're made redundant, like as in tax wise. That is genuine. You can't go back to being a shit kicker for Coles right after taking redundancy because it's not genuine.
And I'm gonna like this year's tax return for me with the accountant. It's gonna be complex.
Oh yeah, it will be complex. Yeah.
It's gonna a lot of things happened in the last year.
Like you can tell the accountant, like I may not be able to afford it. Like not like be like I can pay you and stuff like that. It's just my money's locked up in shares. Like what can I do about it? Like ask him like what you can do to space out the payments. If you need to, that is. Because the ATO are very nice. Like ATO are probably the nicest fucking organization. Okay. You think they're fucking want to get you over a barrel? They're the nicest organization. They're better than Centrelink by miles. Okay.
I did want to hold on to at least some of the Atlassian shares.
Yep.
I don't want to sell all of them.
The problem is, like, you've got to prove that you can't actually pay it, okay? Like, if you can pay it and you don't want to, the ATO don't give no fucks.
But it's a good emergency option, right? If
it is.
Like, you got the shares, like,
Yep.
Like, whatever happens, like, I'm thankful that I'm in, financially, it's still a much better position than, like, many people. Like, I'm really worried about this situation, the interest rates going up. Some people are going to get screwed.
A lot of people get screwed. It has to go up. Like you can't give a bunch of free money, and then say, "Oh yeah, interest rates don't. We don't want interest rates to go up." Like, mate, you can't do that.
And that's the thing. I consider myself well informed about finance stuff, but I've been hearing about like interest rate rise being imminent since I got my mortgage a year ago, and like people since that time have been getting positions like where they can't afford like a single rise. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah, I'm not in that position at all. But I was gonna say, like, the moment they start getting money out for COVID, I'm like, they're gonna have to raise interest rates because the inflation's gonna go fucking through the roof.
Yeah.
Like, people keep saying that they won't do it. Like, they have to. Like, they got no choice. They're gonna have inflation rates at 8%. Fuck no. Like, you know, they can't justify it. The RBA have written about this before. It's like, because the government gave money out. I'm like, yeah, because they had to. They had no choice. What do they call it? You know, with the casino or whatever it is, like the house eventually is going to call. Yeah, exactly. Like Sylvie said, like, you know, when it's low interest rates, you want to be ahead and a lot ahead. So when interest rates do come up, you're not paying too much.
Yeah.
Like,
fixed it.
Like the thing is, fixing it would have been a really good choice, but I can tell you right now, no one knew like how quick they're gonna hike those rates. To be fair, most of those fixed rates were at 1% and stuff like that are becoming to mature in about 1 year or so. So it's not as bad as you think it is. Like you only got one year yet.
It looks like the fixed rates that were available to me. I'm in Commonwealth Bank. It's just like weren't great. But, probably should have shopped around better, but you know.
Oh, mine aren't that great either. Mine are like 2.62. Oh, no, mine are 2.8. Let me check. I can check mine now.
Yeah, mine's similar.
I can refinance for better, I reckon. But like, it is worth it.
Yeah, apparently, like I don't know, like with the rates going up now, I think they'd probably be less inclined to do it.
2 on 4. That's
but apparently, they're very light. If you say like this bank offers me a good joining like initial payment, and also you know how some of them give you a bonus for joining, and that's much higher than the fee for leaving, and the interest rate's better, right? So if I go ING Bank gives me like a 0.3% lower rate, I'm going to go to them unless you Bank give me a better rate.
Mine's on
apparently they do it.
Mine's on 3.11. I mean, I'm going to negotiate with them to make that a lot less.
Yeah, have you negotiated before?
Yeah, I did. I got to 2.24 for the start of the loan.
Nice. Mine's at 2.94, but it will go up.
But I was gonna say, it's like,
and obviously mine's new. Mine's a new mortgage. It's from June.
Last June. I think mine's been in force for almost 3 years. Yeah.
Yeah, I just like mine. It's good with redraws because it's like I just put it on the redraw, and apparently if you you can game the system because apparently if you take money off the redraw and use that to invest, you can claim as an investment.
Yep. It's a margin loan technically, yeah. Because you're using the money to invest, therefore it's using it to generate income. Therefore, interest is deductible.
Don't know if I can be bothered.
Nah, it's a very risky strategy. Like it's an incredibly risky strategy because if you lose, you know, you pay more interest, stuff like that. You get a loan to be secured directly against shares anyway, which is a margin loan.
Like that's one thing. Like sometimes I go to the finance forums, like Oz Finance, and I read what people say, and there's a disconnect in like how much attention they give to finance versus the average person. Because they'll say, "Oh, it's easy, debt recycling, everyone should do it." All you have to do is like split your loan, have 2 separate savings accounts, talk to an accountant, and make sure investments don't fuck up, and you might save a few hundred a year at best.
You could probably invest in you could probably invest in an ETF and do that, and you'd probably be out in front at the end of the day. But it's just like not. If you lose out, you're in a fucking big pickle, and generally when you lose out, the market's fucking tumbling already, so you're fucked.
And apparently you have to split your loan and have separate savings accounts so as not to poison your funds.
Oh, you can't yet.
I don't know what that means.
As in, you want to make it look like that you are not look like that you are doing it.
Isn't it legal though? I heard it was legal.
It is legal. Doesn't mean you gotta make like you gotta separate it so you can claim deduction fully. So ATO can be like, oh no, you're mixing with personal funds, so no.
Yeah, that's they say it's bad to So I don't know if that's the level of intention I want to give to finance. Like
it's 1.15%. Yeah, well, that's how you get rich. That's how a lot of people get rich. So they pay a lot of attention and have good people around them. 2.14 for me. I gotta actually call BWA, but they're probably busy at the moment within the financial year. But I reckon I can get it down anyway.
Yeah. Probably shouldn't have gone with Combank. I just sort of went with them because my savings account was with them. They obviously.
Bank West is Combank. Bank West. It's owned by
it's like
Commonwealth
their
Bank.
ad, right?
Yeah.
It's like their ads. It's like Bank West.
Mm-hmm. They are owned by Commonwealth Bank. Commonwealth Bank stole them. literally stole them from Royal Bank of Scotland.
Yeah.
I think I'm entering the Pokemon Tower too early. I'm not sure.
But they reckon the interest rates, they're going to be many more rises from what I've read.
Yep. I reckon
Some people think it can go. I heard talking of 8%.
Nah.
I don't think they'll do that. That seems quite high.
They could, but I don't think they will. I killed them with burn.
Yeah. I heard people say they reckon it's going to spike up quite a lot this year.
There has to.
And then they're going to panic and undo quite a bit of it next year, but it won't reach the same lows.
Yeah,
that's what I heard.
They've got to raise it.
Because that's the thing, like the rates used to be like 4%, 5%. That used to be normal, and now it's like all, oh, if you're on 3%, you'll get it's highway robbery. I've seen it. Some people say I have a 2.9% rate, and someone's like it's highway robbery.
Yeah, I don't think it's like where's the Eevee candy? There we go.
But yeah, like it's whatever. You know what I did? I made sure. You know, I got my borrowing capacity from the bank, and I got a place for quite a lot less than my borrowed capacity. So it's like, and that was when I was on a lower income than I am now. So it's like I have a lot of like, you know, a buffer.
Well, so do I on this property because this property's gone up by a bit.
Mine's I think mine's probably gone down. But
how?
We'll see.
You can't go down with COVID. Oh wait, you brought it during COVID.
I bought it in 2021. So it's probably gone down, and it's an apartment. They don't grow fast anyway. Yeah. I heard apartments don't tend to move much in either direction.
They don't, but my apartment's moved up 20%.
But like, how do you know that? How do you tell the value?
History, sales history, yeah. Dude, someone offered a 2-bedroom to Bath. Like literally, this is like I think they were like 380, because my two bedroom on Bath is 338. They offered 380 for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath to build. Now it's like worth like 440. Mine is probably worth about like 380 now.
And you're in Melbourne?
No, I'm in Perth.
Yeah, so I forget. Yeah, I always look at West Australian.
Our house is now valued at 50k, up from 251k. We bought it at, yeah, because like prices have gone up in Australia because everyone came back home, and then everyone wanted to buy a house, and everyone wanted to buy a car, and yeah, just we didn't have the demand for it.
See, I'm here in Sydney. I'm about 15 kilometers from the city centre. I want you to guess how much my 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom cost.
15 minutes. I think that's from CBD, Sydney. Average price.
Oh, you meant to guess. You're not meant to look it up.
Just kidding. I reckon it's probably about 700k.
Not bad. It was 630 for me.
I was gonna say
I got a better one, but like, yeah, a lot of them are 700k. Yes, that's actually common prices here around.
Okay, let me see. Okay, mine is 17k away from the city, and it's only 338, but it's an apartment.
And it's like, you know, and the thing is, right?
I can tell you right now, I stole this apartment's a fucking steal.
Slippy, that's a very good guess. A lot of them are that price around here.
Yep.
And the thing is, 630k is a great price because it's first home buyer, meaning I didn't have to pay stamp duty.
Yeah, otherwise you'd pay like 60 grand stamp duty.
But you know, it's just so much higher than what you'd pay in other cities. It's crazy.
Yep.
People are often horrified when they hear what I had to pay for a 2-bedroom apartment. But it's like, it's a bit cheaper because it's like it's on the lower floors. Because you don't. People are like, I want to get a top floor apartment. You don't.
Not worth it.
You don't need it.
Yeah, that's why I went for it.
It's like, oh yeah,
I
so have a nice
shit.
view. Like, fucking have a nice view. Go to the park or something.
You know the funny part is, if I want a nice view, I get a more nicer view of the car park.
Yeah, exactly. So.
To be fair, the car park looks quite nice.
I love it, and also like the elevator and garbage chute are right outside our door, which apparently reduces the value of the apartment, but I think is awesome.
Also,
I go outside, it's right fucking there.
By the way, I don't have an elevator in this apartment, so it's one up.
Is it how many stories is the building?
3.
Yeah, you don't need 3 story. You don't need an elevator. It's only 3 stories.
It's just the hardest part getting the fridge and shit in the washing machine and stuff like that.
The one thing that makes me there was an apartment right across the road actually, which I was thinking of buying, but the problem is it was top floor and there was no garbage chute. And I was like, you know, I think if there's no garbage chute, I might develop bad habits of like keeping garbage in the apartment several days before throwing it out.
Yeah.
Because I've heard from people that often they develop a bad habit because of that. if it becomes hard to throw out your rubbish, you'll be less inclined to do it often.
Yeah, I have that issue as well.
The only problem is my dog. She's very, my dog's a pug, and it's just so fucking. It's so high strung, and they're with the dramatics and they're very alert, and they hear any sound at all, the elevator or that, and they want to go see what it is, and they start barking, and yeah, that's the only problem with the dog. They just she's gotten better with it though.
Okay, I was just actually gonna ask, like, oh, it's the mirror. I was gonna ask, like, do I go to the Lavender Tower or do I back out? Given this little cutscene, I think I'd like go to Silicon City first.
Oh, and then there's like quarterly strata rates.
Yep.
Strata end rates. It's 1,000 here for strata quarterly.
Yeah, mine's about
And people are like, holy shit. And I say, it's fucking normal. Like, I've seen 1,400 strata.
I'm once a week of my areas. Ooh. I'm not sure if I should be here first or I should be in the other area. It's ghost Pokemon, so I need to get Eevee out in the start. Eevee, like, at dark moves, like, this is the funny part with the new versions, is that since dark moves have been introduced, like, a lot of Pokemon with Bite and stuff like that are super strong here. Because they're very anti-Ghost, because Bite is super effective against Ghost, so it actually makes this game a lot easier. Because at this part of the game, like, when you first Ghost Pokemon, since you need Silph Scope, obviously, funnily enough, you don't...
Oh my god.
But, like, basically with the Ghost Pokemon, the only way to kill Gas is with Psychic Pokemon, so you have to have a Kadabra. But now, since you don't have to have, like, any Psychic Pokemon, you can just use Bite and it just one-shots all of them, like this.
Did you name the Pokemon contest?
Yes, that's my dog. My dog just passed away ages ago.
I didn't know yet.
Yep.
Sorry, I didn't know about your dog. Yeah,
You know what?
Oh, how old was he?
Oh, he was, like, 19. Oh, not 19, he was, like...
Oh my god.
He was, like, 18, 17. I can show you a picture of him.
That's really good, yeah.
Can I find him?
Yeah. My first dog was a pug, only lived to 12 years. I had my current dog for 8 years.
I've got him on screen on top right.
Oh, I see it, yeah. It's nice.
Yeah. That is Qantas.
Qantas.
That's why the Eevee's named after Qantas.
Why is his name Qantas?
Because my brother liked aeroplanes.
Ah.
He's been dead for quite a while, so he's been dead since 2018. Or 17, I'm not sure. But we had another dog called Nuggets, and he... Oh, fucking hell, I forgot about this. Okay, this is why I can't be here. Okay, yeah. I was right, I was not meant to be in this tower yet.
But yeah, we looked at a few apartments for about 3 months before I settled on one. And it's just... Sometimes the priorities for what they do, like how they construct the apartment, are all sorts of fucked. I've seen some stupid fucking apartment layouts choices that just...
This one's pretty good. It's like a resort area. Like we have spas and pools and stuff like that, which I've never used. And I can't use at the moment because COVID.
Yeah, mine's not a fancy area. It's like a lot of car dealerships and. But it's near a train line, which is great.
Funnily enough, is that we do have car dealerships. They're just four minutes down the road. We have a shopping center. We have a good, actually, I can tell you right now, Slippy, I found a good HSP place right next to my area that has either chips or rice with HSP. So it's really fucking good.
There's a Turkish place near my area, but it's not great, unfortunately. They do have HSPs, but they're not great.
Also, yeah, I did a lot of stuff with well, rice isn't HSP, but yeah. They said it's like like people liked it, like that's why they did it. Like some guy kept ordering it because they didn't understand why they kept ordering rice with halal stack pack instead of chips. And then they started doing like then the guy tasted it, it's like, wow, this is actually really good.
Anytime I've gone to a Turkish place, they offer chips or rice.
Yeah,
I think I've seen it pretty commonly.
Yeah. Well, these guys aren't Turkish. These guys are like, just for builders. Because my apartment blocks is on like a main highway for truckies.
Yeah.
What else?
Yeah, I'm a bit off the highway, so we don't hear it, which is pretty lucky. But I think the value is low in my area. It's gone down a bit because we're actually right near the Olympic Park, and that's where The
See you,
Opal
Slippy,
Tower
man.
was.
Oh yeah, I just realised it's 10:18. My throat's
You know
feeling
the
a bit.
Opal Tower?
No, I've not ever seen it. The
It's what? Yeah. It had a lot of cracks and construction problems, and it caused a loss of confidence in high-rise apartments across Sydney, especially in our area because we're right near it.
oh my god, don't. I hate that sort of shit. It always makes me nervous it's gonna collapse.
Yeah, like, after what happened in Miami last year, it's just like
Yeah,
you don't take anything for granted.
yeah. We haven't had any cracks in our apartment complex at all. There was apparently some in one of the areas, but not mine.
Yeah.
But just because of the gym, people like dropping the weights. It's like, oh my god. I think I may call it here actually. But yeah, it's just mainly just to say hi basically to guys in stream and Slippy and stuff like that because I hadn't been on since last Tuesday. Or last Monday.
You got 31,000 rubles.
Yeah. Like I haven't been on since last Monday. So it's just like because what happened was I was gonna be on I think it was on the Wednesday. So what happened, this is when I realized I had COVID. Because like I couldn't taste anything, but I burnt my mouth like earlier that day. And then basically I got home, like I basically put my mask on. I'm just like, I'm feeling like crap, like lack of energy. I'm like, these are two COVID symptoms, which is I can't taste and I feel like, crap. So like put the mask on. I had to get my lithium batteries from Officeworks to my garage door remote. I went to the gas station, got all the fucking anti-cold meds because I'm going to need those. And mask on obviously and stayed away from the person. And then I went to Officeworks, picked up the lithium batteries, didn't talk to the guy at all. I'm just like, just lithium batteries, it's all good. And yeah, got Macca's, didn't talk to the person at all, just made sure I was like, no, I was drive-through. And then went to bed at 8 o'clock. Basically, I was doing my Lost Ark Guardian raids and Chaos Dungeons, like half dozing in and out. And still completing them, by the way. And then I woke up, I think it was midway Wednesday, and got into a coughing fit. Let's just say I plastered my toilets because I was sick. I woke up the next day, my shirt was covered in like phlegm, and I'm like, what the fuck happened? I'm like, I thought I got all in the toilet. But that was actually ended up being a good thing because that means I didn't cough too much because everything had already come out. But that was the that was the first day. The second day was like, I went to bed at 1, woke up at 4. I think the fourth day was the worst because my nose was blocked and I was coughing bad, so it felt like I couldn't breathe. But this today has been very good. Like I've been able to talk a lot longer without, not being able to talk. But it's been really good. Like basically the recovery today has been incredible. I'm not sure about how tomorrow's going to be.
That's good. That's good.
But yeah, like it's a rough experience at the start. And yeah. Who do we host?
Right, it was a good stream. Yeah, sorry, I haven't been on Twitch very much lately. I only ever really turn on Jim's stream sometimes to see what people are saying about our raid. But yeah,
dude, all the Jim's viewers are everyone in raid because I think they listen to the bangers, man. It's got some fucking good music, not gonna lie.
They make clips of me when I rage at people.
Yeah, I haven't heard you rage at people too much, but anyway. I've been doing a lot of YouTube content while, like, I feel bad for not doing anything, so I was uploading a lot of YouTube content. I uploaded a video about React content, which is why it's, like, not good. Because I got put... Okay, I gotta show you something, okay?
Oh, weird.
I got put into, like, a big Lost Ark clip. Because I put it on my Discord.
Oh, yeah. Let me go to your Discord.
Oh, wait, it's not in here? Or is it?
Yeah. Lost Ark General?
No, it's in clips. I put it in the announcement.
Oh, in best highlights and funny moments?
Watching this gives me...
Yeah, if you don't know, I'm in that. And I discuss, like, stuff to do with that. And the main reason why I discuss what sort of stuff like that is because people like Asmongold and stuff like that do this sort of content where they react to a video and then they get more subscribers than original, not subscribers, but viewer and stuff like that. And the original person doesn't get too much from it. So those are the sort of things that you need to watch out for as a content creator, because some people don't understand it, but it's like I don't get any recognition from that. That person let's say they put ads in the video, they get the ad revenue. I don't unless I copy strike it. And if I do copy strike it, these people are going to be scummy at me, being like, I can't believe this little content creator would copy content strike me. Woe is me. I'm just trying to help them out. It's like, it's not really helping them out if they're taking my money and I don't see anything of it. And not to mention as well, with the YouTube algorithm, if they watch it through there, they get recommended more of their videos, not my videos. So this is why you got to be wary of it. So this is why people get pissed off at people like Hassan and Asmongold, because if you watch Asmon react to a video, and it's your video, they're gonna get more Asmon reacts, not Josh does something. And again, it's gonna get to a point where it's gonna be more Asmon react videos, and you're not noticing them. And this is what people have pointed out. And if you copy strike, because your content, if they watch your entire video, you're allowed to copy strike it. They'll claim that you're the bad guy for doing that. But anyways, I digress.
Whenever I stream, I just stream to YouTube, which is almost never, but sometimes.
Anyways, have a good day, guys.
Yes.